me, Colin, what makes you choose the Nintendo way?
Super NES Mortal Kombat version, and the movie is bound to be 110%.
Say, have you played Earthworm Jim 2 yet? It's off the rails and all that.
So, Play It Loud was a marketing strategy used by Nintendo in the mid-90s. The marketing was aimed toward Nintendo's main audience, being teenage boys. The ads were edgy, crude, and had an attitude. This was in response to Sega with their already edgy marketing for the Genesis. This being Genesis does what Nintendo don't, of course. Meant to challenge Nintendo head-on using celebrities and athletes, as well as making fun of Nintendo for previously being a toy company. Keep in mind that when Sega's marketing kicked in, Nintendo's primary console was still the NES, but later in the Super NES's life, Nintendo decided to fire back, and fire back they did.
Music, no skateboarding, no shouting, no gum chewing, keep off the grass, do not feed the animals, have a nice day.
We want to be free. We want to do what we want to do. We want to have a good time, and that's what we're going to do.
All night long, my body burns while she's letting go. The lights are on as we go, and anything I lose control. The pounding on my window just stop pounding in my head. I wonder who was in my room that night. That was in my bed.
Children are the future of America. We're gonna have a good time.
The current manager of marketing at Nintendo, Dan Coiner, had stated that Nintendo's past ads had felt like an adult talking to a kid, as opposed to the Play It Loud marketing. John Montgomery, a television producer, had said that the ads were supposed to communicate directly to the kids in their music, clothes, and most importantly, their attitudes, with slogans such as, "Give the world a wedgie" and "Fight earwax." The ad campaign doesn't seem like it should have worked, but it didn't necessarily fail, giving more ink to Nintendo's money printers. Using this advertising, they mainly promoted first-party titles or any other third-party game including a popular 90s character, like Beavis and Butthead, Earthworm Jim, or The Simpsons, or really any other graphically impressive games that they could just try to rub in Sega's faces. In the April 1996 issue of Nintendo Power, they sent out a music CD with music from their games to subscribers, titled Play It Loud Original Soundtrack. Nintendo Power was a magazine subscription service that started in August of 1988. Nintendo Power magazines were basically mini strategy guides, containing tips as well as Nintendo news. Nestor was Nintendo Power's main mascot. Yeah, kinda like Alfred Newman, but cooler. Even had a kid later on. Nice! Talk about a score! Created by Howard Phillips, Nestor is a teenage boy who is represented in several of Nintendo's games. No, he didn't have a kid as a teen, but he even got his own comic and a game. Well, on the Virtual Boy that is, but nevertheless, a game. Nintendo often sends gifts to subscribers, such as the CD I mentioned, or even VHS tapes, such as Donkey Kong Country Exposed, showing off how Nintendo pulls off their groovy graphics.
Guys, we finally made it. Nintendo of America, the fortress. Let's find out what Donkey Kong Country's all about. Let's go inside. Let's do it. Hey, it's Ken Lobb, development manager.
Hey man, how's it going?
Donkey Kong Country, how you doing? Ken, what is the deal with this here?
Yeah, we get a lot of letters and they like to put pretty pictures on the front of the envelope, so we'll stick it on the wall, you know?
So, Ken...
You want a banana?
No thanks. Ken, I want in on this Donkey Kong Country thing. I want on the inside.
I don't know.
So it's a win-win. A double whammy, if you please.
Yeah, but Colton, the real question is, are you subscribed to Nintendo Power yet?
Yeah, but
Were you when he's trying to sit here, or y'all just tripping? Sorry, my bad. Your buzzkill! You wouldn't want me to have to bust out my 32X, or maybe my CD-ROM. CD-ROM! Yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what, dude? We got virtual reality. And not just that, we got your mama, too. Let's do it.
When is too much too much? To find out, we crammed everything into Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. 60 more levels, massive enemies, huge Yoshi tricks, all served up with the latest graphic technology, Morphmation.
No more.
Sure you don't have room for another little bonus level?
Uh-oh.
Super Mario World 2, only on the Super NES. Still the big one.
The campaign only lasted from August of 1994 to September of 1996, but they sure did squeeze a lot of ads out for just that time frame. Many old geezers just thought it was all a hoax, and the kids were just paid pretenders, like, nah, cool man. But don't worry, the kids knew it was groovy. All the cool Sega kids came running over to Nintendo to get their grubby mitts all over the hottest Nintendo games.
I think it's every parent's dream, maybe, to have a doctor in the family.
After Nintendo Power, there was Who Are You and Too Much Fun, but really, who cares about those, right? Like, why would you advertise your company as an illegal drug? Like, that's just stupid, dude. Like seriously, like, why? Okay, well, anyways, they sucked. Not as memorable as Play It Loud. What can I say? They just didn't know how to be fly. Like, be a little more mature, guys. So yeah, the Play It Loud marketing being from 94 to 96, the campaign was mainly used to market the Super NES, Game Boy, Virtual Boy, and eventually the N64. However, the N64 came out the same month as Play It Loud ended, and the Virtual Boy ended up being, well, the Virtual Boy. So the marketing was mainly used to sell the Super NES and Game Boy. So how did Sega respond to this advertising in the first place? Well, they didn't exactly do much. By this point, everyone was focusing on the next generation of gaming. Play It Loud was now of the past, and was more associated with the previous generation of hardware. And it all ended like that. Skateboarders and a puberty joke or two, and you're donezo. They never looked back. Talk about judgy!
Well, at least Nintendo doesn't need fancy little adapters or CD-ROM to pull off your fancy little 3D effects. Check out Donkey Kong Country, for example. Beautiful 3D effects, no adapters. Stunning visuals and sound, no CD adapters. Perfect gameplay, not on Sega. How does that feel? Feels like Sega trying to pull off 3D effects. Peace out.